Welcome back to An Evening with James Heim. I'm your host, James Heim, and today we have two very thoughtful guests, coming all the way from Rome many centuries ago. Thanks for joining us, Cicero.
Thank you for having me on.
And sitting to my left, thank you for joining us as well, legendary American author Bell Hooks.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Now, Cicero, I have to address the elephant in the room. Now, you and your long-term friend and business partner, Atticus, recently had a bit of a falling out, isn't that so?
Yes, that's right.
Can you explain to us what happened?
Well, James, you know how these things are. This isn't about me and Atticus. How about we get back to the subject at hand?
I actually think we should talk about you and Atticus. I mean, the subject is friendship. I think using your friendship as an example could be fruitful.
Only if we must, but honestly, there isn't much to say.
Well, I disagree. How about you start from the beginning?
All right, then. Me and Atticus have been friends for as long as I can remember. Atticus always wanted to serve the common good in some way.
And so you formed De Amicitia & Co.
Yes. As I was saying, Atticus wanted to gift the world with something. And he thought that bringing the world friendship would be the best thing, considering that nature doesn't make anything solitary. Then we had to get the company off the ground, pitch the schematics to investors, hire programmers, and other boring details I'm sure you don't want to hear.
Actually, we don't want to hear them. But I am curious, you have said that nature doesn't make solitary creatures, and Belle, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you, but what makes you think that?
Well, think of...
I disagree.
What?
I disagree. I believe that in order to have friendships, we must prioritize solitude.
Wait a minute.
Well, I didn't anticipate that. Why have you come to believe this, Belle?
Well, some people believe that people choose to have solitude as a means of privacy, but learning how to be solitary is the key to healthy relationships.
I don't get it.
Well, that's because you have people like Cicero who believe that nature compels us to form relationships, and that things like love are instinctual, when really they take a conscious effort and understanding. Just because we need solitude does not mean that we don't need to form friendships. Solitude allows us to enjoy our friendships without relying on them.
I agree. So, why do I still feel like we're in disagreement?
Because I disagree with your actions. Profiting off some crackpot notion that friendship is so essential that without it you'll live some kind of sad, deserted life.
Don't call it that. Atticus wanted to help the world.
I'm just telling it like it is. Just like I'm sure you've been told that friendships that De Amicitia & Co. have created have an incredibly low success rate. Now if you would just tell us what happened between you and Atticus.
Well, guys, I think we should take a step back and...
If you must know, Atticus and I lost contact because of his drug use. There it is, what the two of you and everyone else in Greece have been wondering.
So you ended your friendship because of the vice.
Precisely.
This is just perfect. Better than I anticipated. The do-gooder billionaire that sells sugar, spice, and everything nice turned drug addict. What's that sound? The Times calling? And what do they have? A check? Good work, Heim.
Isn't a friend struggling with a vice a perfect opportunity to help that friend rather than abandon them in their time of need? After all, loving friendships provide us with the space to process our issues.
If a friend had gone as far off the deep end as Atticus, there would be no point in risking your honor to help someone who can't be helped.
Don't you say that friendships are the most important things? Do you believe honor is more important?
Now that's interesting. I suppose I would say that what Atticus and I had, by that point, was no longer a friendship. What we had done was too reprehensible for us to remain friends.
Can you explain what exactly happened between you two?
Cicero, do go on.
I don't know what to say. One minute, De Amicitia & Co. is at the height of its success and our friendship is thriving. And the next minute, I get calls from the Athens police station and Atticus has just been arraigned for possession. But in situations like this, there isn't much you can do but let the friendship unravel. And sell your company before it unravels. And your shares are worthless. I now know that it would have been best if Atticus and I had never become friends because we were too young to anticipate the twists and turns life had to offer us. If we had met each other now, we wouldn't have become friends. I wouldn't have had to delete Twitter in fear that he would be saying things about me and our company in an effort to hijack its sale.
Thanks for sharing that, Cicero. Is it alright if I offer a disagreement?
By all means, go ahead.
I understand that the unraveling of your friendship was painful, but I don't think that it means that you shouldn't have met each other earlier on. I think friendship is important because it serves as a basis for all our other relationships. We learn how to process our differences with people, work out our issues while still staying connected.
And returning to my point, in your writing you talk about how great and supreme friendship is to any other thing. Shouldn't we try to form these friendships earlier to gain more of this amazing human achievement, even if some of the friendships don't work out as a result?
I don't think so. I, for one, have been hurt as a result of friendship that began before my character or that of my friend were fully developed. I think the risk is too great for the reward. As to your point, Miss Hooks, I think we can and should form relationships before our characters are completely formed. However, true friendship requires investment and trust that I don't believe we should be placing into one relationship before we even understand ourselves as individuals.
But don't we rely on our relationships with each other to understand ourselves as individuals?
Well, I mean, we're in the middle of a conversation. Well, I'm sorry, but it appears we've run out of time. Thanks so much to my two spectacular guests.
Thanks for having us.
And tune in next week for our next episode, and thanks for watching.